my name is Susan Gray, and I'm here with the Canadian Chinese Times. I am so honored and privileged. We have a special guest today, one of the mayoral candidates for the City of Edmonton, Miss Christina. Is it Christina? Christina Aschello. She's here. I'm just really excited to meet you. Thank you so much for
you're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. I know it's been really, really busy. I understand that you're running now for the mayor, and this is your first time.
Yes.
Right? Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got all started, and just tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been writing business proposals in and around the city for a while now, maybe since I was 17, 18. I actually graduated from the Entrepreneurs group from the YMCA back in 1997, and then previously from there I've been doing just different odd jobs here and there for different politicians and different people.
Oh, okay. So can you tell a little bit more about that, about how you said you've been working for politicians? And
well, we've been writing different business proposals in and around the city for different groups, and we've been recognized for the affordable housing projects. We're actually working on one for our seniors affordable housing projects here in the city, and we've been working with different investors group from Calgary and from Saskatchewan as well.
Oh wow! What gave you the bug to just all of a sudden run for mayor?
Well, I've been networking over the years, constantly networking with different people, different organizations, and I figured, well, I know in politics it's a lot about of who you know, what not what we know. So I figured I'd run for mayor.
Oh, okay. And you're from here, right?
Yes, I am. I'm Canadian.
You're Canadian, and what do you think of Edmonton? Have you always lived in Edmonton?
Yes, I have. I love Edmonton. This is my hometown. This is where I grew up. This is where I made a lot of my friends, a lot of my networks, a lot of my teams, and a lot of my family is here.
Oh, you have brothers and sisters? And
yes, I do have siblings. They're here in the city as well. They work here in the city. We all grew up here.
And what's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm Chinese, Filipino, and Spanish.
Oh, a mix. It's a good mix.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so why don't we go right to the questions? I want to talk to you about your position. I'm going to ask you a few questions on in regards to new development in the city. So what would be your position for that?
New development in our city is great. It promotes a lot of growth, it promotes a lot of families moving into town, and it promotes a lot of tourism as well. We need the growth. Without the growth, without people paying property taxes, it's harder to be able to sustain what we're trying to do here in the city, and that's to grow into a bigger city.
What would be your vision for the city of Edmonton in, let's say, the next 5, 10, or 15 years? Like, what do you see for Edmonton?
I'd like to see a SkyTrain around the Anthony Henday in regards to LRT extended south and north. So it'd be able to reach both the SkyTrain in the development, and I'd like to build another uptown, downtown, kind of like Calgary does. They've got 2 downtowns like in Calgary, so I was thinking we could maybe follow in the footsteps of Calgary.
So do you have plans to promote that because those are great big plans, but the mayor only has 1 vote, right? So
yes. Right now it's about a bigger vision for Edmonton. We're a world-class city, and we can become a world-class project with help from around the world, and with people like yourselves, we can help promote Edmonton and create more travel and tourism.
Awesome. So what do you plan to do to see Edmonton develop into, let's say, like a world-class city such as Vancouver or Toronto?
It's a lot of marketing, basically, I think, with the different bigger cities and helping and bringing new people to the city, and just a lot of more promotion, I think.
Gotcha. And what's your position on the densification of the city? What's happening right now with all this growth? What's your position on that?
I like it. I like having a lot of people from different areas of the world come here and move here. Edmonton's a great place. Like we always have different festivals. We have folk festivals. We have the Heritage Days. We have the different venues on White Avenue. We're a growing city, and we're we have diverse background, different people from all different sorts of places from around the world.
Right. Oh, well, I do have a question for you. What do you plan to do to encourage development within the Edmonton Energy and Technology Park? Because I know that's a question, especially amongst the business leaders.
Well, I know there's a lot of different organizations that have a lot of great big ideas, and they're willing to work with us in regards to that. That is not my specialty in my background, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who would like to come forward and help us out in that sector.
Got it. What is your policy on taxes and taxation?
Well, in the long run, doesn't matter. We all have to pay taxes.
Yes.
But the thing is, I don't want to be pushing seniors out of their homes. I don't want to be pushing students onto the streets, and I don't want any more homeless people. What we need to do is to help each other just trying to pay the property taxes. A lot of these people right now can't afford property taxes. They're getting kicked out of their homes because they can't pay property taxes, and we need to prevent that by helping them in deferring taxes.
So how do you plan to do that exactly?
Well, I know Miss Redford's team, they've got deferral programs through Alberta Treasury Branch. So if we can help them in that sense right now, that would be a start.
Can you tell me more about that? Or?
A deferral program is basically if you can't afford to pay your property taxes, there's a way that the government is helping with grants. So if you can't afford to pay them, there's grants available. You just have to apply for them.
Oh, okay.
And
So I
then-
guess people just have to be aware of those programs.
Yes,
that are out there.
exactly.
Okay. And it exists.
Yes, it does.
What's your opinion on fiscal expenditures planned for the city right now?
Well, right now our budget is already set for the next year or so. So I really don't have any say in what our budget is going to be. I know that if I do get elected, I'm inheriting a debt of $2 billion, and we'll have to slowly work on that and see if we can bring that down to a bit of a return on investment for people of our city.
Do you have any plans for that, or exactly how you're going to tackle that?
There's different ways I'm thinking of. We can look at is office expenditures on exactly how much office supplies we need, our utility bills that we can save on throughout the city buildings and whatnot. Thinking of different, different grid projects that they've implemented for solar projects, this and that, so we can save more money in regards to bigger buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just see where we can get rebids for different jobs for the city.
Okay. Well, speaking about jobs, what do you plan to do to create and attract more jobs to the city of Edmonton?
Well, first of all, I don't want our workforce overworked and underpaid.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that everyone is able to afford living here in Edmonton. I want to make sure that they all have something to eat, they all have places to live, they all have a higher standard of living. So we need to look at different aspects of like different jobs and what they do and how can we do like help them to make their jobs a lot easier during the days and stuff like that. So it's all about work evaluation and see what we can do for our city employees currently working and those that we plan on hiring so that they're not overworked and underpaid.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
Mhm.
I mean, we want to see that, right? We want to see that growth in Edmonton. This is in regards to the arena, and there's been a lot of talk about that, as well as the downtown revitalization. What's your position on that?
I love the idea of arena. Back in the 80s or so, we had that saying, City of Champions. The reason why is because people like our hockey players at that time was Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, all of the good stars, and that's where that City of Champions sign came from, having all the great stars. And I think we need to build actually a bigger arena. They've built arenas over sizes of about 25,000 seats. Right now, our current arena is sitting at 18,000 seats. They built them that big and they filled them. So I'm thinking with our growing population and whatnot, I don't want to be building another arena in 10 years from now. So if we're going to do it once, we might as well do it right.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. How do you feel? Do you feel that was in the best interest of the city then to have that arena approved, or?
Yes, I do. I think the arena will bring a lot of travel and tourism here into our city. And it's a big shiny toy that every boy wants. You know,
That's
our following, our new generation of hockey players are going to be coming from the elementary schools, all thinking and wanting to become hockey players. So this arena is a good investment for our city.
Do you feel that, how do you feel about the levy that was used to pay for the arena? How do you feel about that?
The tax levy? Well, I'm not really sure. To be honest with you, I'm not really too sure on the details in regards to that, but I'm sure we can look into that.
Got it. Okay. And what is your position in regards to the arena and downtown revitalization? Exactly.
Well, the thing is, we do have a lot of historical sites here in our city. If anything, I'd like to refurbish them like they do out in Europe, creating a historical site here in Edmonton. So if we don't have to tear down the historical sites, why would we have to do that and save them, you know?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, we always want to see a bigger Edmonton. That's for
Yes,
sure, right?
exactly.
So here's another topic. We're going to ask you about homelessness and disadvantage, those people. What's your plan to house the homeless and the disadvantaged?
Well, we do have a lot of empty buildings here in the city. And just like with the Terwilliger, there is this case, but there's this thing that's going on the West End right now in Terwilliger. They wanted to build a homeless shelter there. And a lot of the people in the neighborhood are not wanting to have them put it there. So question is, where are we going to put them? We have tons of empty buildings here. We don't even have to build anything. You just unlock the door and see if we can get them all refurbished and have these homeless people looked after.
How's the best way we can do that? Because I know that people weren't aware, and so now they're talking about it. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, that's the problem in the city. They seem to put a blind eye to everything, you know, regards to the poor people, the seniors, the students. Nobody wants to help the poor people. But coming where I'm coming, I've seen a lot of people that need help in our city. We need those shelters for women who have been abused, men who have been abused. They need a safe place to go. So I'm asking the people here in the city to help us out. Let's see if we can rebuild some of these places where they can call something home.
That makes sense. What would you say is your plan to help these homeless people? Do you have a priority on that, or how are you going to do that? Or
I'm sure with a lot of people on our team, we can most likely develop something in the future for them.
Gotcha. How about healthcare and social services? How do you plan to enhance the delivery of healthcare and social services in the city?
Well, we need to start with the younger crowd, I think. They've got wrap programs in the school regarding like different mechanic shops and workshops for the boys. So I'm thinking with the girls, we can have volunteer programs that they can help in the hospitals. They can start some sort of programs in the high schools so they can get them into social work and get accredited to their high school diplomas as well. Get them into nursing, get them into the hospital industry, into caregiving, you know, start them young.
That's a good idea. How about public education? Now, I know there's a lot that's going on, especially to improve public education in the city. What's your position on it, and how do you plan to do that?
Well, with all the cutbacks, my team is actually working on some what we call special protocol. It's a development to help students learn from home on their computers. There's not really much that we can do because of the high ratios of teachers and students, but we might as well make sure that our students are still learning at the same time, even though the ratios are higher. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. Do you have other plans right now to enforce those decisions, or just those ideas, I guess? Right?
Yeah, basically right now they're all ideas, and we're just working towards it. And if elected, then we'll have to take it from there.
Got it. Okay, let's talk about the arts. What's your view on the arts?
I love arts. I've always been an artistic person. I'm a very creative person. That's where all my work of art comes from, is just being creative, putting my ideas on paper, writing songs, writing books. I haven't published any books yet. I've always been a shy type person. So I love arts. I see art everywhere. I see it in commercials. I see art walking down the road, just graffiti on the wall. a little child just writing on the ground with chalk is art. Art is everywhere. Art is very important. It enhances our culture of Edmonton and who we are.
Do you have any ideas about the development of the artist? They have like live work projects for the artists. There's projects right now. Do you know much about that or where that's going?
No, to be honest, no, I don't know all about that right now. I'm still learning constantly. Every day I'm always constantly learning something new. So in the long run, we need to invest in our artists here in the city. We have a lot of very articulate people that are very artistic, very creative. In the arts department at MacEwan University, you should see some of their artwork. It's wonderful. And it's their students just trying to make a couple bucks, you know, selling their artist or their artwork on the fringes and the farmers markets throughout the city as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any thoughts on the film commission side of it?
I think there's people in those backgrounds that would know more about that. I honestly don't really know much about the film industry.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
I've got friends who are in that area, so I'm
Do you
sure
have-
we could talk to them.
Yeah, you have the connections, it seems like, the network.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to encourage that kind of development in, let's say, because there's the arts and then there's the film, there's all that. And I'm sure I know there's people that they actually leave the city to move to Vancouver or Toronto to work. And if we could keep them in Edmonton.
Be
that would
nice.
good. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, freelancing videos. If you guys have a chance and you're out there on a subway or anywhere and there's someone performing, upload it, put it on YouTube and get Edmonton recognized. That's what I can say for now.
Gotcha. What's your thoughts on transportation and infrastructure right now? We'd like to know on all that spending that's going to happen, like, you know, the potholes and all the, you know, whatever's happening with Edmonton. Can you talk more about that?
Well, first of all, that has to be looked after. A lot of our population drives, and their vehicles are getting wrecked, their tires are getting wrecked. We're actually getting a lot of complaints on the different tire expenditures that they have to spend on their vehicles. They're mailing in their receipts to get money back from the city in regards to the tire. We need to look after that. We need to look after our vehicles. Our buses are going to even cost us more if we need to do bus repairs as well. So in the long run, we need to look after that now. The potholes, most definitely, priority on our list.
That is, what is exactly your priorities? If you get elected as mayor, what would be your priority right away?
Delegation to all the councillors to get every pothole looked after in the city. That would be,
That would be nice.
yeah, exactly. Every ward to find out how many complaints or how many potholes we need to look after immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can look into the bigger projects later.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
How about for Edmonton has a reputation as a high crime city, and I guess we'd like to know what is your action plan on how we can keep that lower.
Okay. I'd like to see more of our police officers, the rookies, out at the high schools and junior high schools talking to the children about gang activity and drug activity and stuff like that, and to teach them how, like, there's more to life than what these people, the drug dealers, want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
There is more things that we're able to, what is it called? Bring our children to go do. Like, there's different activities, there's soccer groups, there's hockey teams that they can do. Like, we need to show the kids how to stay involved and away from crime.
That's a very good question. What's your position on multiculturalism?
I am multicultural. I have a multicultural family.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. Like, my family's from the family that's married into my family, they're East Indian, they're Polish, they're Irish, they're Ukrainian, they're German. Like, our family is multicultural. So it's kind of interesting sometimes at the, I guess, Christmas party, family parties, get-togethers.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at everyone's mixed in our family.
Do you see that for Edmonton? Like we obviously multiculturalism is important, how would you promote multicultural harmony within Edmonton?
Peace and love. That's what the Bible teaches us. The towers of Babylon back in the day, and it's loving your neighbor, loving your friends, you know, and it's karma. What you send out there will come back.
Yeah, and that's important to know.
Mhm.
And I believe that too. So what
Yeah.
you give is going to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, the mayor is only one vote, right? And how would you go about getting the total support from the entire council when it comes to a lot of these issues? If you're elected as mayor, how would you do that?
Well, considering I don't have the experience as a politician, I know there's a lot of people out there that do. Their expertise, they're also politicians, and they can guide me. We've got advisors panel that can help me. I can hire different specialists that can help me in making different bigger decisions. There's always a panel of experts in government.
And it's a smart way to do it, to be able to.
Yeah.
Now, so all of the questions I asked, this is, I guess, for you. What would you say if I were to say, okay, why should we vote for you as mayor? If for all the candidates that are there right now, why should we vote for Christina?
Okay, well, I come from a very diverse background, a multicultural family, and international family. I've got friends from all different walks of life. I'm very artistic, very creative. I've got an entrepreneur background, entrepreneur certificate, and also I grew up here. I grew up from Edmonton. I lived here all my life. I'm young. I can still grow with the city for the next 15 years. Who knows how many terms? And I think, you know, I'm teachable. I love to learn, and this reading and writing comes to me in a knack. I do it all the time, and I love being around people. Networking is my thing, and yeah, vote for Christina Shello on October 21st. We have advance polls on October 15th, I think it is, and
Well, I just want to thank you so much, Christina, for taking the time with us. I know that there's a lot of, how can I put it, a lot of preparation, and you're going to be meeting a lot of people. There's a lot of things, a lot of people that are going to be talking to you, and you're always going to be in the limelight. So there's a lot of responsibility there.
yes, there is.
And it's just following that leadership. So I just want to thank you so much again for coming here. And there you have it. We have Miss Christina Aschello, and you can check her out. She has her website.
Yes, it's www.christineaschello.acndirect.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. We'll see you soon.
Bye now.